G'day everyone, Daniel Anderson here. Now in this video we're going to have a look at how we can use and chain our Copilot agents together to provide an outcome, and that outcome is to create a SharePoint page. Not just the text in the Copilot chat, but literally creating a SharePoint page from our chat where we can select our site and it's going to create a draft page for us in SharePoint. Let's just dive in and have a look. Now, I'm logged in as Frankie. I've got my agent on the left-hand side here. I'm just in my Copilot chat. So I've got a couple of agents that I'm using here to help manage and run a project, right? So the first agent I'm going to bring in is the compliance agent, right? So I've got a compliance Copilot here. Can you please give me a status update on all documents and group them by subcontractor. All right, so let's give this Copilot agent that task. Now, the site that I'm using here is a project site, and I've got that that agent is literally grounded in a couple of different libraries, right? So I've got a compliance docs library here, all configured and set up with metadata, because as we know now is that Copilot and Copilot agents, when they're grounded and looking at SharePoint document libraries, then they understand and they reason and look at the custom metadata fields. So let's jump back to our compliance Copilot. Now we can see here I've got my my result here in chat. Now I want to make this a little bit more visual, right? So I want to, can you apply a traffic light system to the statuses, please, right? Red for expired, yellow for submitted, and for submitted and pending approval. I'll keep the same color for pending approval as well. And pending approval, and green for active, right? And we're just going to iterate, and we're going to talk to our agent, get to the result that we're after, right? Visually. So here we go. I've got the traffic light system. I'd go back and remove the words here as well, but for the sake of this video, let's just use that, right? So it's got everything that we want, right? It's also giving me a summary down here. Now what I'd like to do is let's bring in this new, you may not have seen this before, this new SharePoint Page Agent. Now I'm going to chat with this. Hey there, can you please create a compliance document status update based on the conversation and details above. All right, please make sure that the traffic lights and the tables are respected. All right, so now we've got a SharePoint Page Agent, right? So this is going to draft out a SharePoint page. Now initially it's on the canvas here, but when we scroll down and it's giving me the right information, right? It's just looking, and this is what it's going to create for me. Now, let's say we're good to go, right? Can you draft the page, please, right? Now, what this is going to allow me to do is then select the site, right? So this agent is going to be smart enough, right? Here's the draft, and it's drafting the full page again, right? So let's have a look, right? Now the last time I ran this, it allowed me to select a page, a site, all right? So we've got our, the content's ready. Let's say, okay, let's select a site, please, all right? And what this should present to me is a box where I can select my site, which it's done here. Now, what I want to do is I want to say I'm going to put this in the Westgate redevelopment project, and let's confirm, right? So now what this agent is going to do is it's literally going to draft a page for me based on that. All right, and let's see how good the draft is, right? So I've got I've got some tables, I've got some traffic light system or symbols. Let's open this page up. Now you'll notice that it says here, it's draft and it's titled this, confirming the following information. Now click the card below to continue to create. Now you'll see also this, please note, the SharePoint page will only be created after you click the link below, and it will remain unpublished until you publish it, right? So just by having that, without clicking that, it hasn't actually created anything. So let's jump over to my page and let's have a look here, right? And you can see, look, headings, we're going to jump in and change, but you can see it's actually respected. It's got the tables, right? It's got the traffic lights, and I'm going to keep that, right? I don't need this next step, so I'm going to delete that section. I'm going to keep everything else. I'm just going to jump up here and I'll take this emoji out, and let's have a look at the font size here. We're going to reduce this significantly. Let's come down to there. We've got a little comprehensive overview. We've got our tables, excellent, and that's actually a pretty good thing. Now, what about we try something, right? So I'm a fan of visualizing in Word, visualizing text as a table when Copilot generates that output. So let's have a look and see if we can do that. So you can't do that from the natively, but let's write a prompt. Can you please visualize this as a table? And let's say please. All right, let's see if we can do that. All right, not 100% sure, haven't tried this yet, but there we go. It actually has, right? There's the status, there's the yellow, there's the green, and here's the documents that have been marked in those categories, right? So let's replace that. That's looking pretty good. It hasn't got the colors and everything like that. That's okay. I can continue. Let's have a look at our theme colors. We've got the borders. Let's have a look at the fill here. And that's not too bad. All right. So what about we say here, and let's go the fill. And that's pretty good. Let's publish. Okay. We'll scroll back up to the top. It's given us a header. It's got our update, it's got our tables, we're publishing, that's okay, we're publishing. And so we've taken our conversation out of Copilot on the canvas in Copilot, and we've turned that into a SharePoint page using the SharePoint Page Agent. So an end-to-end workflow that can actually help with the publishing and the updating of content and the content creation. Okay, so I hope that brings you some value today. The SharePoint agent, bring that into your content flow, right? Making it easier to get things out of your Copilot chat and make it more collaborative and make it more visible by creating your Copilot, your SharePoint pages in your SharePoint sites.